Hello, folks, and welcome back once again to twitch.tv/games with Nick. I'm gonna start a playthrough of Sherlock Holmes The Awakened today. And this is partly motivated by A, the fact that we just recently played through Secret of the Silver Earring, but B, that Frogwares just announced that a remake of this game is their next Sherlock Holmes games. So, for those of you who don't know, Frogwares have been doing these Sherlock Holmes games for like 20 years or so. The Awakened originally came out in 2008. This is a remastered, quote-unquote, version that they put out that just has, higher graphical options and things of the sort. And they recently soft rebooted the series with Chapter 1, which I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of the recent games. I think they kind of got away from the things that made these first few games really cool. But, I love Frogwares, I love these games. I backed the Kickstarter because I want to support them, and I decided that what started as just a one-off playthrough of Silver Earring is going to turn into a full franchise playthrough of all their Sherlock Holmes games. At least the main point-and-click adventure ones. We're going to ignore the hidden objects ones, because those are, they're a different kind of beast. So in this one, we are playing as Sherlock Holmes, and as you can kind of tell, we're going to be dealing with Cthulhu mythos. So let's hit the new game button and go from there.
Go away, you swine! Leave, or I'll make you bleed!
These all came from the swamps. Could be toting contraband.
Holmes! Help me! Do not fight the calling!
Blood!
I beg of you, Holmes! Today! Relieve your blood!
Oh, no, it can't be. It can't end like this.
I love the way that Holmes says
Again, this
blood.
nightmare haunts me. It won't let me forget.
Also, I will excuse them for not using a pillow because
How did this all begin?
it's kind of tricky. I guess he trashed his pillow while he was sleeping. This is a very different kind of game from Silver Earring, mostly because it is played in first person. Or at least we will play it in first person because it's better than using the point and click version. There's our Dr. Watson on the right.
Good morning, Holmes. Looks like a typical London day. Fog in the morning, fog in the afternoon. And here's a surprise, fog in the evening.
Good morning, Watson.
Can you imagine? I have been at it since 5 a.m. and I scarcely think my list of patients for the day has even been touched. What is more insufferable, I haven't even had a moment with the morning paper. They say the minister will assuredly... Holmes, whatever is the matter? You haven't heard a word I have said.
It is the tedium, my dear Watson. Life is ordinary, the papers are lifeless. Any hint of audacity, and dare I say romance, has vanished from the criminal world.
Holmes, it is only temporary. You know perfectly well that sooner or later an exceptional incident will occur in London or thereabout, which cannot rest till the talents of Sherlock Holmes are called into play. Then it will be up to your agile wit to set things right, which should satisfy your constant need for mental gymnastics.
I hope the heavens hear your words, Watson. I hope they do indeed.
I must take my leave, Holmes. I have an appointment with a rather odious man, Captain Stenick. He is apparently in a state, with near tachycardia due to some problem involving his manservant. Why don't you get out for a brisk walk, Holmes? Perhaps buy a newspaper or visit that fellow, Barnes, over on Glentworth Street. You might remember him, the bookseller. He has some new volumes of the particular sort that should occupy your mind for a time.
And so our story starts, as many do, with a bored Holmes. Alright, the first thing I have to do, to make sure to check this, actually, I have to check the controls. How do I switch from first to third person? No. 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 Oh, good lord. What button is it? Nope. Nope. Ah, there we go. Okay. Now we can start. Grabbing some matches, always nice. Let me also lower mouse sensitivity. Just a little bit. Oh. That take? No. Alright. So you can walk around in Holmes's and Watson's apartment. A picture of the Queen. That's the illustration for the Rackenbach Falls, where Moriarty, the story in which Moriarty dies. And Sherlock supposedly dies, though they bring him back later. Oh, hey, that's the Abbey from the previous game. That's a very creepy picture. It's also very creepy. Okay. Let's go. Choose your auto run option. Okay, I'll have to play this whole game holding
The
shift.
Strand! The Strand! By the Strand! 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 By the Strand!
So, my young friend, what is the news?
Nothing of interest for the great detective, sir. Those old stuffed shirts ate up half of London at their big scientifical to-do, and some Scandinavia princess is driving the locals wild with curiosity.
A Scandinavian royal is in London? If you and the lads can look sharp and find out more about her visit, there will be some coin for your pockets.
Righto, Mr. Holmes. If there's aught to be found, the irregulars will have it. I'll send the words out to the lads.
Yeah, but don't like get off your
To
job.
keep my informants in fighting form.
He doesn't really care about the princess. He just wants the informants to be working. Strand, September 6, 1894. Celestial phenomenon. Yesterday at the Academy of Science. Oh, this is how I could switch perspective. Oh. Yesterday at the Academy of Sciences, a sumptuous dinner was held for distinguished members of the British scientific community. The central figure at the festivities was astronomer Dr. E. Sullivan. This brilliant scientist shocked the world, colleagues, and even continental rivals with his discovery of an upcoming and rare celestial alignment of 7 stars. Sullivan has calculated this event will occur in December, sometimes within the next year. This unique conjunction, as it is called in astronomical terms, will be barely visible to the human eye. Detailed observation will require special optical equipment which only the Academy has in its possession. Even with this equipment, Professor Sullivan noted that conditions must favor a proper viewing of these stars. He took great pleasure in adding that this celestial event will provide an unexpected boon uh, for expert stargazers. The alignment will reveal an eighth star ordinarily concealed by its neighbors and whose existence has never been clearly established. The revelation that Fulmal Haut, as it is called in ancient texts, might finally be observed had to be the cause of the audience's excited shouts, unless it was the presentation of dessert at the same moment. Strange disappearance. The recent visit of the Swedish princess Ildur will be remembered as yet another unfortunate event in a series of mishaps that related to the scandal-plagued princess. We can only hope that relations between our countries will survive the strain. Among the worst of the incidents was the extraordinary affair with the chocolate auk that, which reader might recall, led to the dismissal of the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The British diplomatic corps has been further embarrassed by the recent mysterious disappearance of the Scandinavian princess's personal bodyguard. This member of her inner circle visited her fair city during her spare time and never returned from his late night promenade. The police have the greatest confidence that their inquiry will be successful, as the missing man is a striking representative of the Scandinavian race and should have been noted during his visits with the fair nightingales at the gentlemen's clubs about the town and Covent Garden. Deceased. It is with great sadness that the Northern Lighthouse Board announces the loss of their fitful employee, Matthias Fernston, due to an unfortunate accident. Mr. Fernston had been the security guard of the lighthouse for the last 23 years, and his demise came as a shock to all of those who knew him. According to tradition, the position will stay within his family, and his nephew Bart, recently returned from India, will take over the responsibility at the lighthouse. We bid farewell to Matthias, extend sympathies to his family, and wish all the best to young Bart. Strange fish. The day before yesterday, a bargeman noted the river watch about a strange jellyfish floating in the Thames. The watch searched the dark waters and, to their shock, spotted what appeared to be a human scalp. Upon closer inspection, it proved to be a wig, re-dyed in bright red. According to a label embroidered on the wig scalp cap, it was the property of a well-known local theatrical company. Unfortunately, the company is said to have fallen into a sad state. Its reputation is rapidly dwindling, and its actors allegedly have taken to alcoholic beverages. Oh. Let's laugh a bit. A man enters a butcher shop. The proprietor, a man of declining years, is cutting away the joint of beef. The customer is stunned to realize the butcher is missing several fingers on his left hand. The butcher, seeing the shocked look of the customer, says in a shaking voice, see you looking. Tell you, I always like to put a bit of myself into work, but with age I am a lot less handy. Copyright Jalil IMR Jokes Industry. It's kind of funny. It's worth a chuckle. Dr. Aletosis, licorice resin, strong gum. Does this sound familiar? Your wife has fled with a coachman from the neighborhood, your eighth canary has just expired, and even your plants die when you draw near. Yes, these are all familiar signs of malodorant mouth vapors, commonly known as foul breath. But what to do to enjoy again the healthy pleasures of bachelorhood while keeping enough money to play the ponies? Dr. Aletosis patented resin strong gum is your hope for a better life. Based on a secret formulation of licorice, molasses, and a resin delicately extracted from Japanese spheres, Slavicopetus and intritratex, this natural gum settles on the teeth, keeping the mouth neatly closed, filtering the breath, and giving it a nice aroma. Stop those rude sniggers. You'll have a smart smile thanks to Resin Strong. 1 shilling for 3 boxes. Resin Strong. Find your smile. Daring thefts. From a reporter on the continent. Last week, during a daring burglars struck several prominent hotels and private estates around Paris. The identity of the victims, as well as the nature of the stolen jewelry, is a closely guarded secret by the local authorities. However, it is common knowledge that the victims were among the elite registry, and the value of the stolen article is said to be staggering. A servant to one of those hardest hit, whose famous name we shall not mention, let slip a rather curious detail about these robberies. It seems the thief left a mysterious calling card inscribed only with the initials AL in place of the purloined gems. This is one cheeky brigand, to be sure. The Paris authorities are not releasing any additional details, though we will pursue our own sources to get the facts on these remarkable crimes. To be continued. To be continued indeed, because AI is Arsène Lupin, and he's gonna be the main antagonist in the next game in this. All right, what's up, Bobby? Something tells me you are selling parts of yourself.
I have no reason to go there.
Me. Oh, the Steam overlay must be disabled. I was curious if this game had achievements. My guess is probably not, but people selling flowers and trunks
My
and other.
respects, Miss Fleming.
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, that's all? Okay. Barnes bookseller.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. How are you? I have some new novels that should interest you. A nice illustrated volume on fish and a collection of legends on piracy. They must be here somewhere.
What does "they must be here somewhere" mean?
What can I do for you, Mr. Holmes?
Like, I, am I supposed to find them myself? Like, what are we doing, Barnes? There's something about having a giant library that is really appealing to me. Maybe when I'm 16, I can afford my own house.
Ah, the pirate's book.
Who pretended to be the let's start from. Never before has one bed of seafaring men and never before has one bed of seafaring men had as many abominable and bloody crimes to their poor credit as McGrinty and his sharks. To fill their atrocities would likely require a dozen dedicated volumes. McGrinty himself is regarded by experts as a psychopath and deviant, in spite of his indisputable seafaring skills and qualities as a leader. His refusal to give any quarter to those who surrendered is well documented. In particular, his preference for dispatching the unfortunate survivors by either slicing them to ribbons or performing slow evisceration. There is also his well-known unnatural attraction to dead men of the cloth, which is supported by numerous witness statements. Was he fucking that Chris? That's is that what this is implying? I mean, to each their own, but clearly a man of profane appetites and disregard for all humanity. In recent years, his depraved reputation has faded from public awareness, and younger generations know McGrinty primarily from the romantic tales of his infamous lost treasure. And the interest is well based, as McGrinty's treasure cache is estimated by the Royal Navy Registers as one of the richest of its kind. Gold, precious stones, jewelry, works of art are but some of the richest taken from his vanquished ships by his pirate lord and his crew. The biggest mystery is the whereabouts of the fabled booty. No trace of it has surfaced in these long years, near a gold coin or scrap of cloth. History tells us very little about the fate of both the treasure and the sinister captain and his crew. There is one report that hints at the hiding place of McGrinty's lost riches, though it is of dubious quality. On November 1801, near the west coast of Scotland, the crew of a fishing boat witnessed a battle between the pirate horde and another ship. McGrinty was the victor and boarded the vanquished ship, which was laden with rum and molasses from the new continent. The fishermen then observed the pirates sailing back into coastal waters. Being so afraid, they took to sea as quickly as possible. From that day, there was little word of McGrinty and his sharks. There are outlandish tales of the devil coming from his dew, taking hold of McGrinty's vessel, the Vampire, and turning it into a ghost ship. McGrinty and his crew were never seen again, but there are those who swear they saw the ghostly vampire ship being captained and crewed by the undead. Other rumors surfaced over time hard as it may seem, even more preposterous and even unworthy of mention. The only credible account of McGrinty's hiding place comes from a supposed vampire crewman taken prisoner during one of McGrinty's last known battles with the Queen's own navy. Unfortunately, McGrinty, his ship, and the rest of his men escaped once again and vanished to ports unknown. The captured brigand bartered for his skin and promised to tell the captain about the greatest hiding place along the Scottish coast. He spoke of tunnels, secret entities from the sea and earth, and the means of gaining interest to one of them. According to those present, he uttered these peculiar words: "From the middle of the three throwing mouths, 30 steps towards the ram." He refused to say more unless he was granted immediate safe conduct to the nearest port and released. This arrogance cost him his head. No account was given of his last words, which redeemed self-serving lies from a villain desperate to escape his final justice. Is there a freaking book
A
here?
book about sea fauna.
Lane snapper, silver sea trout, red drum, Spanish sardine, perch, red porgy. Okay. I guess you gotta have an encyclopedic knowledge if you're Sherlock Holmes, so we're just gonna read about sea fauna.
I will take them.
Thank you, and goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Alright. Guess we'll go back to Baker Street. Notice how this guy and that guy, same exact model.
Holmes! Here!
Again, I don't big roach frogwares, I think.
Ah, it's good that I found you,
Let's listen to
Holmes.
this for
As
now.
I told you this morning, I visited Captain Stenick. Although his symptoms are not serious, the circumstances which caused his palpitations are quite peculiar. Perhaps you can make something of it. Here is Captain Stenick and Sergeant Ruffles. What do you make of this, Holmes?
Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, there's the term Eurojank, which is meant for games that are ambitious more than they can actually produce, and I feel like these games enter that where there's a good story, there's good mechanics, they try a lot of different things, and sometimes the cost of that is, well, you have NPCs walking around which look exactly the same.
Captain, I understand from Watson you are quite upset.
Any man will be the same, and with less provocation. My servant has left in the middle of the night. Damned ungrateful after all I have done for him. To top it off, he knows not one word of English. Finally, if he causes any damage, I will bear the brunt of people's anger and suffer the consequences, as I am the person who brought him to England.
How long was he in your employment, and is he accustomed to vanishing in this manner?
We returned from Australia more than 5 months ago now. But to his credit, he never left this house before now. He is afraid of the city, as are many inhabitants from open spaces.
Could he have stolen something?
Upon my word, no.
How much money does he have on his person?
Frankly speaking, he didn't have any money. I kept his wages for him, and they are in my safe. In any event, what the deuce would he have a need for money?
Who knew that he worked at your home, and had he any contacts here in London?
Anyone who deals with me professionally knows Baopa is my personal servant. As for his contacts, they are limited to the delivery men who bring food or other items to my home. What reason could he have to see anyone other than myself?
We're not gonna comment on this man and his
Have you
what
found anything, Mr. Holmes?
what he said because Sherlock will give him his due.
Now then, Sergeant, what is it about, and what elements of the crime do you have documented?
Referring to the official report, the following particulars were taken down. A young Maori responding to the name Baopa was reported missing by his employer, Mr. Stenick. No one in the surrounding area saw or heard anything relevant to this incident. In truth, we rarely concern ourselves with cases such as this, but the lad speaks not a single word of English, and according to his employer, has considerable strength. Considering the wild customs of his native land, who knows what damage he could cause? You must know, Mr. Holmes, there have been a few similar cases reported recently. The facts are much the same. Immigrants from the poor districts have been reported missing by their families. We expect that some low-class brothel has opened its doors to the local exotics, and Mr. Holmes, you can imagine how word would spread. Mark my words, with his unique looks and speech, you will find this boy in no time. I imagine he'll have nothing worse to show than empty pockets and a delighted air.
That is a possibility, to be sure. However, I would be most grateful if you could ask your superiors to send me the reports about those similar cases. I rely on you, Ruffles. Watson, continue your search here. I must follow another lead.
Alright. But to summarize, this man who disappeared is originally from Australia, doesn't speak the language, had no wages because his employer was so kind to take them for himself, just to keep them safe, and never got out of the house and apparently slept in the shack. So
What a peculiar drawing.
in the shack where the young Maori Balpa was living, there's a drawing on the soil in the Maori style. It depicts what appears to be the silhouette of a human running from a huge wave filled with vague forms that resemble flying fish. Oh yeah, it looks like this is like a big fish that's coming to eat it or kill it or something. Anything in the bed area? No. Mhm. Why do you want me?
This appears to contain some measure of opium. I shall analyze it at Baker Street.
Anything else? No, that was it. Okay.
Footsteps. Let's see. The size is undoubtedly 7.
In Mr. Stenwick's garden, I noticed footsteps leading away from the wall and towards the shack door. They were size 7. The size in connection with the depth of the impressions and near the wall suggests a heavy or large man. No. Oh. Okay. Mm. Yeah, steps continue, get here.
Footsteps. Let's see. The size is undoubtedly 7. How strange. I shall have to examine this more thoroughly under the microscope.
So we found a fish scale, which, hey, we just happened to buy a fish book. Isn't that nice? I don't think there's anything else around here. Oh,
Footsteps. Let's see.
no, there is something else.
The size is undoubtedly 7. The shoes are also hard-soled. The right shoe is missing a nail.
Oh wow, that's a very small detail. Mr. Stenwick's garden observed traces of footsteps leading from the wall around the house to the entrance of a nearby shack. There was additional evidence of a heavy object consistent with being a man landing on the ground from the wall. Inference is the demand of a certain weight. The footsteps were consistent with a size 7 fully soled shoe. A nail is missing in the sole on the right shoe. Alright, is there something on the... Aha!
Yes, there is something here. Yes, there is something here.
Okay, we need to find a way to get there. Go find the ladder. Who can we steal a ladder from?
I have no reason to go there.
This way. Or, this guy just walking in the wall.
I have no reason to go there. Yes, there is something here.
Oh, here's a ladder.
This should prove useful.
Gonna drop the ladder here. Yes. In Mr. Stenwick's garden on top of the wall, I found some plant fibers.
Fibers? Why are they here? It will be necessary for me to examine this more closely at Baker Street.
I think that's probably it. Yeah, because it's not letting me interact with it anymore.
Suit yourself, Mr. Holmes, but it seems to me you're just wasting valuable time. Trust the instincts of a seasoned policeman. In my professional view of the case, this lad went on a spree and will pop up wiser if poorer in pocket.
Have you found anything, Mr. Holmes?
What do you make of this, Holmes?
What am I missing? Oh.
The lock was not cracked. The lock was not cracked.
I feel like there should be something else in the shack. I've grabbed the fiber. I forget, is there a way in this game to show all... No. Some of the more of the later games let you see all the spots you can interact with. And, you know, it can be a boon. Matt.
I have no reason to go there.
It's like, it's hard to follow these tracks. Which, you know, might be the purpose of it, but... What am I missing? So we get fish scale, fibers, small lump of opium. Oh, this is the new thing too. You can, well, I guess you kind of could use inventory items on each other, but this is going to be sort of the standard inventory screen for a while. So all the action happened from here onwards. There's no point in going further back.
The lock was not cracked.
Oh.
Flaxen, yellow in color.
I was so focused looking down that I almost missed looking up. Is that enough? Yes.
Come, Watson, we must return to Baker Street.
What do you make of this, Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Stenick, I wish my news were your servant simply left your employment voluntarily for the service of a more honest man. Unfortunately, I don't have that pleasure. In truth, the news is grim indeed. Your servant was seen in the company of 2 men yesterday. One of the 2 is a man of moderate size, very robust, and a mature age. His profession, which will be the key element in our investigation of this affair, will be determined by me within few hours. The other is a young Hindi who is tall and only recently arrived in England. There is a darker side to these events. Your man was not with them by choice. Rather, the evidence shows he was kidnapped. At this moment, the reasons behind this villainous act are unknown, but rest assured, the truth will not elude me for long. Gentlemen, I wish you a good day. Come, Watson, we must hurry. There's a great deal to do and little enough time to spare.
Holmes, I must protest. You did not spare my client, Captain Stenick. This seems unusually harsh.
That may be, Watson, but now what matters more is to know the reasons behind the kidnapping of this young aboriginal yesterday evening in central London, and more importantly, what has become of him. I must concentrate on a small experiment I will run to test my theories. Please go to the poor Lovelorn Barnes and ask him if he has something on the Maori nation and its traditions. Also, if you should happen to see the newsboy outside, find out what he knows, and if it has value, give him a coin. And for God's sake, don't be a miser, Watson.
A miser? You cost me one of my patients and you question my level of generosity with your informers? Oh, really, Holmes? Sometimes you go too far.
I mean, I was one of your patients, but he was also a pretty terrible man. So, all right, let's start with the lump.
I shall have to examine this more thoroughly and... The meatball ignited but failed to burn completely. There are, without a doubt, mustard seeds present, probably in exotic form. What could be the other components, I wonder?
All right. Uh,
Nothing. Let's see if I can obtain a reaction with the help of my chemicals and apparatus. Now it can't be used for... Now it can't be used...
oh, I guess I need to...
Now it can't be used for anything. Now it can't be used
oh,
for
I
anything.
guess maybe I need to grab all of these.
Nothing. Now it can't be used for anything. Now it can't be used for anything.
You know, it would be helpful if you could tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Now it can't be used for anything.
Solvent,
Now
spirit,
it can't be used for anything.
acid. Acid was the answer.
Perhaps if I apply heat?
See, you should have told something like, what if I did some acid thing? Jerk. This is a very fancy system.
Incredible. I note a strong presence of opium blended with a concentrate of morphine. The remaining elements are a mystery to me.
Small lump found in the Maori shack. Analysis indicates it contains opium blended with a strong distillate of morphine. It's unable to identify the remaining components of the mixture. Maybe I need to use this.
According to this monograph, the fish scale appears to be from a perch, a saltwater fish with high commercial and culinary value.
Fish scale found in the footsteps traces in Stenwick's garden. Scale is identical to that of a perch, a saltwater fish of high commercial value. And last but not least, two fibers.
These rope fibers are clearly hemp. Now, about the origin of these stains.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Okay. Piece of cloth found at Sinwick's on the door and lintel of the young Maori's room. It is definitely woven flax. This cloth was dyed, yet not in England. Without the slightest doubt, this material originated in India. Taking into account the height of the lintel, the only explanation is that the large man with a turban made from this cloth crossed the threshold. However, there is no trace of such a man in the garden, which means he knew how to land in such a way as to leave no trace when he jumped, that his shoes have a smooth, flat sole like Indian slippers. The other evidence include that this man is undoubtedly Indian and only arrived in England recently.
Nothing. Let's see if I can obtain a reaction with the help of my chemicals and apparatus.
Acid?
Now it can't be used for anything.
I don't know. Spirit?
Now it can't be used for anything.
Solvent.
This is evidently coal soot mixed with water, and given the absence of any salt particulates, it must be fresh water.
Fibers found on the wall in Stenwick's garden. Identifies as hemp, likely from rope. There were stained with traces of a black substance and oddly coal soot mixed with water. The water was fresh, and I found no presence of Stalin.
I should look from the window and see where Watson is.
There's a good lad. How does it go?
Hello, sir.
My associate, Sherlock Holmes, said you might have information for him about... now, what was it?
The Princess, Gav. He was looking for the scuttlebutt on this here princess what we visited. Exciting goings on. Her bodyguard went missing the first morning after she got here. Nice job to look after a princess's body, innit, sir? They say he went out on a town having a go with the ladies, if you get my meaning. Like as not, he was trapped by some gang of toughs. Otherwise, who'd get the best of him? A proper giant he was by all accounts. Do I get me coins then, sir? Oh, thank you, sir. Obliged, I'm sure.
Alright, let's go to Barnes. Can we use the map? Yeah.
Good morning. Has your sprain improved?
Good morning, Dr. Watson. It is slowly showing improvement. What can I do for you?
Would you happen to have a book on the Maoris?
If I have one available, it would be on that bottom shelf. Although I'm not sure if I still have that particular book.
Please don't trouble yourself. I will look for it.
Bottom shelf, bottom shelf, bottom shelf, bottom shelf. Hello, hello, hello. Anything, anything. Like not to be that guy, Watson, but it's kind of his job to give you the book you requested. Fuck's sake. Oh. People at Earth's End. It is important to realize that the Maoris create peculiar pictorial writings in the soil in order to express much more than simple artistic emotions. First, one must recognize that dreams are the center of the Maori's spiritual basis. According to ancient tribal dogma, all men live in a vastly universal dream world, and all of our individual dreams represent our communion with invisible secret spirits, which are all around us. When a Maori has a particularly notable dream with prophetic or moral value, he draws important moments of his dream in a symbolic fashion on the soil. The drawing is interpreted by the tribal shaman, who can order a radical change in tribal life depending on what the dream tells him about the future. Fear may seem incredible to those born in a civilized world, but requires substantial fact and cogitation, sometimes too much, before changing important aspects of our lives, but our scientific observations over the last 10 years reveal several interesting things. First and foremost, not all Maori dreams do inspire these drawings. Secondly, when drawings are made, few are found to have true symbolic meaning of events that will affect travel life. Thus, these prophetic occurrences are quite rare. Furthermore, as mentioned earlier, in these wild and hospitable lands, the interpretation of a dream as prophesizing great change is unlikely to be a great shock, as nature does little half-heartedly in such places. The shaman is going to understand that if a peculiar spirit condescended to send a message to his people via dream, it is a matter of their very survival. Thus, we have the following conclusion. Has not our sophisticated Western world dampened the same primitive people's sense, in our opinion, deeming them, wrongly in my opinion, lowly and unworthy? Or can we, with all of our scientific tools and superior knowledge, foresee the many disasters that hail down on us with the same reliability? If the apocalypse was to happen one day, I am sure that the first warning sign will not be found in our august scientific or governmental corridors, but in the lone drawings of a naked and illiterate aborigine in the fine soul of the bush. Perhaps he will have time to seek shelter for his people. As for us, laying it maybe a little thick.
Good day.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Guess I can just map back. Alrighty. What's up, Shirley?
Holmes, what on earth did you say to Barnes to put him in such a state?
Not now, Watson, although I'm sure this bit of news is most significant. It must wait. We are piecing together a singular affair. This abduction story is much more complex than it appears. As I noted before, our next move is to locate the place of employment for one of the villains who abducted the young Maori. What part of London would such a man call home?
Wharf?
Yes, Watson, there is little room for doubt. Our man is a bargeman who works at the Thames River wharfs. He is more precisely employed to transport and handle fish brought in by various ships. Our next step is obvious. We must find a cab and make haste to the Thames, near the warehouses.
Alright, let's go find a cab, I guess. By find a cab, I mean hail the cab that always waits next to us.
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Alright.
Let's
Wharf
go.
number 13.
Why did we come here, Holmes? Brr, it's rather sinister here, and so cold.
Precisely, Watson. Ah, good. Here's a pub. We can warm ourselves inside.
Excellent, Holmes.
Alright. We are... Since I can figure out where my mouse went. Take a short break here. Just need to use the bathroom. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Just sweat. You're like, oh, done. Cool. That was easy. Yeah, as if.
In the end, I was powerless, but Ashina will rise once more. The dragon blood surging through her veins. With this, Ashina's long night comes to an end.
Pitiful grandchild. This was your last.
Alright. Let's check out this delectable pub, I'm sure.
Good day to you, sir. Could you serve up 2 of your best pints and some information, if you please?
My pleasure, sir. What can I do for you?
My friend and I are looking for a man who works one of the fishing boats at the docks. The name of the ship escapes me, but I do know for certain fact it has a coal-fed boiler.
In truth, there are dozens of such boats that lay anchor here every day. What can you tell me about the look of him?
Only that he is a robust man, about this size, wearing iron soles.
Little help there. You've just described half of my customers. I have nothing for you. Here now, look for a man called Harper. He lives in a house not far from here, after the bridge near the warehouses. You can't go wrong finding his place. It has a large anchor painted on it.
Alright. Large
By the
anchor.
way, I am in your debt. Please tell me, for curiosity's sake, what troubles your friend?
He's been waiting ever so long for a new wooden hand. It was to be here yesterday, but still no sign of it. He's quite low and has taken to the drink.
The devil! Last night a nasty flea woke me, and me with only the hook on me scratching hand.
Oh. Oh, that's rough.
And to add to me worries, imagine last summer I had worms.
Ooh.
Worms?
Yes, worms is what it was. A sudden attack in the middle of the night, again with only the one hand, and that blasted hook on the other. Hit me misery. I used the wrong hand. Lord, I was unable to so much as sit for 3 weeks.
Well, gentlemen, again, thank you. Have a nice day.
Poor guy. Poor guy. Is there anything on the tables?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. This is private property. There's no entry here.
Well, what would it cost for me to enter there?
Did you find old man Harper?
No.
I have no reason to go there.
This must be cricket teams or something. Alright, let's see, what else do we have around here? I think one thing they still needed to get used to with the switch to like full 3D environments is to make them a little more navigable.
No one is here. This old rope seems intact. No trace of soot present. Excuse me for disturbing you, but I'm looking for a man named Mr. Harper. Do you know him? He lives just opposite you.
He gone. Boat.
Watson, I know this accent. These people are Nepalese, and as luck would have it, I am familiar with this dialect.
Nepalese? Holmes, are you sure?
Aho Nitra. Chigong se Nitra.
Nito. Bo Petro. Toro Mitro. Toka.
This woman says her family has suffered a grave misfortune. This altar is for her son, a lad of 16, who disappeared just 1 week ago.
Could he have run away to sea, or some other youthful adventure?
Il koga bratsem, but presindra kum.
Bo Petro. Toro Mitro. Ka. Waekta. Torikoto. Nito. Tro. Petro.
She said a man was seen in the area making inquiries about her son and their family. The man worked at the docks and had a silver eye. Yes, exactly. He was a vile man with one silver eye. Malinhe gas. Sundre broket hado.
Odalika. Toro Mitro. Ka. Petro. Toka. Nito. Waekto Rikota.
She also says her son's belongings are on this altar. She says we may examine them and take anything that might help find her son.
But what does this have to do with Captain Stennick's servant?
This is not Nepali. It looks like silver, but judging by the weight, it's a fake.
Pelican medallion. Well, let me talk to the little kid. What else do we have around? Ooh, ooh. Somebody is not doing well, huh? Yo, what's up?
Watson,
Ooh.
it appears this young man is ill. Be a good man and see how serious it is.
Here now, my young man. Let's have a look at you. Oh, Holmes. This man isn't ill. He's drunk. He fairly reeks of alcohol.
It's not my fault. I swear it. My head. Oh, this gang of young toughs. They forced it on me. And then on top of it, they stole my parcel.
What's that? You say you were forced to drink. Explain this and spare no details.
Yesterday afternoon, I was given a parcel to deliver to an address not far from here. I was near the warehouse district when a gang of young lads attacked me. Before I could think, they drew knives and gave me a bottle, telling me if I valued my life, I better drink it all. Well,
Very convenient excuse.
let me tell you, I drank without stopping. I became giddy. I then must have passed out. I remember nothing else except waking up a moment ago, finding myself alone. My parcel gone.
But what could they have wanted, Holmes?
It's obvious, Watson. They were seeking some poor soul on whom to test their vile concoction. Tell me, could this bottle be the one they gave you?
I can't say. It could be. I feel ill just looking at it.
It has a unique flavour. Rather tasty, I might add. There's no mistaking my senses. This contains turnips. In fact, a liberal amount.
But where are you off to, Holmes?
Watson, it is time to seek out the distillers of this unique brew. If they are located in this district, they may have much to tell us.
Alright, let's see what else is around. Okay, there's a bunch of warehouses around here. Gotta keep an eye out because you never know when, like, a rope or some shit like that can be interacted with. Don't see anything over here. There's a well. Nothing I can grab, apparently. Up some stairs. Well, let's keep following these streets. Oh.
That part of the warehouse seems an ideal place to hide, but it would be difficult for anyone to get there.
That's a lot of turnips.
So, what about it?
I am missing something.
So,
I assume this is your special recipe?
that depends on who's asking. If it's the law, then I have nothing to do with this. If you're a customer, 2 shillings gets you a taste.
A fair price indeed. Unfortunately, this vintage is a bit full-bodied for my taste, but I would be very happy to recover a parcel that went missing near this very spot.
Alright. Open the parcel up. Oh! It's our friend with the fake hand. Let's go give it to him. He'll be happy about it. Oh, and here we're back at the customs house, right? Yeah. Okay. Mm-mm.
Good news, sir. Here is what you were waiting for.
Oh, thank you, sir. I could kiss you.
Here now, you can't just leave this laying about like that.
Lord love you, the scrapers what it is. Well, come now, let's celebrate with a drink.
Alright.
This should prove useful. Hello to you again, sir. I won't waste time. We have discovered new details that may lead us to this elusive seaman. Most significantly, the man has a missing eye and wears a silver ball in its place.
By God, that can be no other than Dirty Summers. A nasty brute, that one.
Where could one find him?
He must have signed on with a ship, because he was here last night looking to hire some men.
How did he behave while he was here?
He gave me extra to secure the private table behind that curtain. During his time here, men of all sorts came and went seeking positions. However, he seemed nervous and fearful as his knife was unsheathed and ready the whole of the night.
May I examine this table behind the curtain?
Certainly, if it will help.
Alright.
These cuts seem quite recent. There are 4 symbols.
Up symbols. This is in documents. Anything else? Anything else? Oh.
Have you found anything of importance, sir?
Well, I'm wondering that myself, my dear man. Just as symbols, huh? Okay. Feels like I'm still missing something. I don't think the mother has anything else for
Petro,
me.
ito ka.
Yeah. This is something we need to interact with eventually, but...
No, I have nothing to say.
Oh, I am missing something for sure. Oh, I guess I should ask him about the pelican.
Have you found anything of importance, sir?
No.
No, I have nothing to say to him. I have no reason to go there.
Anything on the wall that I'm missing? Hmm. Hmm. Dirty summers. Men all came seeking positions. What am I looking for? Dirty summers. Got 4 bad symbols. Very incomplete Cthulhu symbols of a sort.
No one is here.
Our drunk friend is gone. We're going back to the smuggler, but... No, that looked like a person, but it was really just a bunch of boxes in the distance.
What?
One other thing. Have you seen this before?
There we go.
Yes, I saw it. One of the dock workers, an odd sort, gave it to a gang member, Brannock. He wanted Brannock to join their gang, or I don't know what. Must have been nigh on 2 weeks ago. 2 days later, he went missing, and not a word since.
This man who gave your friend the pendant, can you describe him?
Not very tall, strong, wearing a red cap, and he with a hare lip. You could likely find him near Warehouse 12. He told Brannock he worked there.
Thank you. By the way, my friend the postman feels badly used. You should change the recipe.
Oh, I was sure of that. Turnips weren't near rotted enough. Maybe they need a longer soaking in the gutter water. Now, off with the pair of you.
Alright. Warehouse 12. Where are the numbers? 12!
Yes, there is something here.
Oh, damn it. There's gotta be a cleaning cloth somewhere that I've not picked up. Go back to... maybe at the bar. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I kind of looked all around and I didn't see a cloth. Oh, this way. Nah, nah, nah.
What a pity. The window is closed and the front door is barred. We must gain entry. But how?
But why in blazes are we breaking in? Ah, Holmes!
At least we added this to the map, but...
Yes, there is something here. Yes, there is something here.
Yeah, we're not gonna go anywhere until we actually clean that shit up. Ah, fucking hell. Hate when this happens. Can I actually go back to Baker Street?
I have no reason to go there. I have no reason to go there.
No. So at the very least, it's somewhere in this area. Anything in the smugglers area? Piece of cloth. Piece of cloth. Any piece of cloth I can actually grab.
What? You again? I don't know anything else. A piece of advice. People shouldn't stay around here. It's dangerous for their health, if you get my meaning.
I don't think we should grab something from this house. This feels disrespectful and unlike what Holmes would do. Just in case I'm checking. We do have a bunch of hints, but let me walk back to the pub, and if I can't see anything, that would help me clean the glass. I will look up the solution. Nothing here. By the way, I do love when adventure games have built-in guides. It's very nice and very convenient. No, I don't see anything around here.
Have you found anything of importance, sir?
Not gonna give me anything. Doesn't look like I can grab anything from the walls.
I have no reason to go there.
Anything in the Wharf Master area? Harbor Master area that I missed? Didn't think so. Alright. Oh, no. How do I do it? No. Can't get into warehouse 12. Okay.
I need something.
Oh, now I'm gonna go back to the solution because this. Oh. Unless. Ah. That's dumb. Overthinking it.
Bravo, Holmes.
Alright.
Ah, it bites! A splendid catch, Watson.
Number. Amos Colby, United States, born on April 20, 1852, Boston, Massachusetts, entered the country August 22nd, 1894. As a reminder, this is a couple of weeks later. And a very ominous drawing.
Look, Watson, a page torn from an American passport. One Amos Colby, 36 years old, from Boston, Massachusetts. He arrived here just 3 weeks ago. What business did he have here?
This drawing on the back of this page, it resembles some vision of a demon, and... Good God, Holmes! It was drawn with blood.
Blood.
The end of this hat pin is covered with blood. It would seem likely that whoever cut themselves with this pin is also the artist of this demoniac image.
Here now, this is hardly reassuring.
That it? This could be it. Yes.
I need something. This should prove useful.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has emptied these cases of sailcloth to hold something very different, but still suited to their particular form.
Oh, my God, Holmes, you do not mean that all these crates are better called coffins?
Well, in any case, we got a lantern.
Blood!
I love it when it says that. Blood! Alright, what else do we have? Oh, if I press space, I can see all the things to interact with. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be helpful.
I cannot do this. I cannot do this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, let me push that again. Alright. Let me now turn on the water. Push it again.
Bravo, Holmes!
Elementary.
Watson, we must inspect this place carefully and leave no stone unturned. We have little time.
Footsteps apparently I can't examine, so let's go down.
Good God! Holmes, where are we?
Tread lightly, Watson. This place seems alive and watchful.
Oh, this is creepy. Oh, okay, I see, I see. So, how do I... Okay, so we have those 4 symbols. This one definitely goes. Then... that's one. Then that one. And finally... this one. Yeah, so what you wanted to do is, there was a little projection that was like, you know, sort of a reverse C. And if you matched it to the symbols on the wall, their combination would give you the 4 symbols you find here. So just mentally, you know, thought about what happens when you add, like, this symbol in the various spots that I could see here to make the ones from the thing. Alright. Oh boy. Well, hello, you queuing thing. Let's see if Bexwing decides, because...
A box full of pendants in the shape of a pelican. These are brothers to the one found at the Napolis house. Quite useless. These trinkets are nothing but charming decoys.
Good God.
That smell. This water contains a strong opiate. Metal boxes, and here is one that still bears a label. It is in the shape of a flower, which appears to be Edelweiss, and it is black. How remarkable. They are not common. I must take the contents of this box to Baker Street for a more thorough analysis. Opiate, beyond all doubt.
You are right. This is definitely an opiate. Holmes, could these villains be opium smugglers?
I think the truth is much worse than that, Watson, but...
The left sleeve of this costume bears slight traces of blood, and here the pocket is pierced. Aha, there appear to be papers inside.
Alright. Northwood Agency. Any manner of discreet investigations. For you, we shall search the world. Pennsylvania Lane, Boston, Massachusetts.
What a peculiar drawing.
Found strange drawings crawled into the dust on the floor of the room located in Warehouse 12. It appears to be a rectangle containing a cross. Oh, see, this is why.
This should prove useful.
Coal, I guess. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, it's the big boy Cthulhu himself. How's it going, fella?
What a horror!
This man's right index finger is coated with dust. This man was bound with rope shortly before his death.
This man fought hard before his tragic end. The dreadful-looking broken statuette reveals much about his terrible struggle.
Now you know what? Why is he missing like half a leg and pieces of bones are showing? Like, Jesus Christ.
This man has a small wound on his left thumb. He must have drawn that strange figure in blood on the torn passport page. This message is engraved in some language unknown to me. I must make a copy of this message before the police arrive. A herd of buffalo could not leave a greater mess than the local constabulary.
And coal. And recover the symbols, I guess. Sort of.
Excellent. A perfect copy of those symbols.
Bravo, Holmes!
This unfortunate man must have interrupted the kidnappers while they were transferring their victims.
What are you speaking about?
All of the kidnapped people were kept here, and from the look of things, for some days. There must have been a good number of them, so they were drugged to keep them docile. Then, with the vile assistance of riffraff hired by Dirty Summers, they loaded these people into the missing cases from the warehouse. Last night, these poor unfortunates were loaded onto a waiting ship, their destination as yet unknown.
Oh my God! Holmes! Look!
This is gonna be gruesome, so you might want to avoid your eyes if you're sensitive to gore. Like I said, that's this part is the most oh.
Let's leave this place, Watson. We can do nothing here.
In the light of my discoveries, I've come to the following conclusions. The kidnapped people were held here for several days. There was a significant number of them. Therefore, the opiate mixture, opium and morphine, was applied, which rendered them docile and easy to control. These same people were then placed in empty steel containers by Dirty Summers' men and loaded onto a ship. According to the statements of the barman from the harbor pub, this living cargo was stowed away at night, and as recent as yesterday, September 5th, the destination of these poor souls, unknown.
See that this is delivered to Mr. Holmes at the Diogenes Club as quickly as possible. Do not leave without his reply, though such insistence will undoubtedly cause Mycroft some distress.
What the devil are you doing, Holmes?
I am sending a letter to my dear brother and including a reference to the strange markings I found on the temple stones. Perhaps he can make something of them. Watson, I must know what was in the metal boxes that we found in this strange temple.
Right.
Nothing. 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 Nothing.
If I use some solvent, spirit, acid, water. Oh, I just had to open the box, I guess.
And there, it is done. This is a very fine powder.
Let me guess.
Perhaps if I apply heat? That smell. Undoubtedly a derivative of opium and morphine. This is the same compound on the ball found at Stennick's place.
How goes it, Holmes? What is the result of your analysis?
Without question, this is clearly a derivative of opiate. Something still troubles me, though. The facts indicate this substance must have been used in large quantities. But no English druggist could provide such an amount. Far too risky. And I do not believe British customs would allow such a large quantity to pass through unremarked.
Well, I am convinced of quite the opposite, Holmes.
How can that be, Watson? Explain your reasoning.
Please remember that as a doctor, I am accustomed to the use of various compounds, including powerful derivatives such as distilled opiates. Those imported from the continent enjoy a special status with British customs, who do not bother the shipments and take little note of the quantities inside. Such shipments are easily identified by their labels. They always bear the identifying mark of the particular medical academy within that country which has an agreement with our own governing academy. Though I can't determine the precise country of origin, I would swear the label scrap left on this crate is one such as this.
Doctor, I will never get to the end of your possibilities. You have solved this little riddle for us. Quickly, and waste no time, we must get ourselves to the custom inspector's office at the harbour.
What, now? Can't it wait for our tea? Oh, coming, Holmes.
Back to the harbor.
I have no reason to go there.
Sir, did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, and no. Tell me, where can I find the customs agent?
The man's name is Beddoes, and at this time of day, you'll likely find him on the pier near a ship.
Thank you. You have been most helpful.
Pleasure to be of service, sir.
Yeah, I was going there already, but you know. O'Reilly, the child came and said that Sandra was giving birth and that she claims me to be the father. The boat is clear. You will easily find the registers not far away. Philo.
Let us hope that these registers contain what we need. They must be here, somewhere.
Like here.
Aha, these must be the registers. This one concerns special imports. Nothing definite or comprehensible here. All that they mention is that these goods were stored in warehouse 16. I see nothing further of interest here. Best to leave these ledgers as we found them.
Alright, warehouse 16.
The iron boxes were stored here. A careful search of the place might reveal some valuable evidence.
Well, except that the factory is closed and there is a general strike, but...
Hold on, Watson. These traces have much to tell us. Regard how they resemble those nearby.
Well, can I just grab the key? No? Yes, with this. Okay, we got a key. Oh.
The right shoe is missing a nail. Ah, Watson, our case would have been better served if I had applied the intelligence God granted me. If you ever have a mind to chronicle this adventure, I fear your readers will be much disappointed. I should have examined that area of the warehouses with more care, because this footstep is similar to those found at Stennick's. We have only to follow to learn where they lead.
And just to measure them.
The size is undoubtedly 7. The shoes are also hard-soled.
Alright, the footstep found in Mr. Stenwick's garden bears striking similarity to one of the set of footsteps found in front of warehouse 16. They both are a size 7, are fully shod, and have a nail missing from the sole of their right shoe. Great, let's follow them. Doop 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 doop. Doop 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 doop.
I need something.
Hey, good thing I found a key.
Here is a tab. This one is less damaged.
Black Edelweiss, 1896.
Excellent. We now know the source of these illicit goods. Watson, we shall now return to Baker Street. There is much to be done.
Okay. Map. Baker Street.
Have we received any word from Mycroft?
It seems to me there is a letter on the table for you. Perhaps it is from Mycroft.
Sherlock. The Norfolk agency is based in Boston, Massachusetts, America. They engage in a wide variety of confidential investigations, but generally they are regarded as specialists in international searches for missing people or works of art. They have a solid reputation built on an outstanding record of successful results. Amos Colby was employed in Europe as one of their operatives, and he corresponds to the description you gave. Unfortunately, the details of his last case were confidential, as for now. I've included an approximate translation of the characters that you discovered, though it is rough and I must admit rather enigmatic. Sincerely yours, Mycroft. Let your grubs go through the ether. Stars like maggot in the fruit. Wait for your awakening to honor you. Light of Abyss, he is the one that you chose to show us the beauty of deep blackness. Light of Abyss, he is the one who carries your mark on the body. He became one of yours. Light of Abyss, first call, depths answer, and we shall answer in your name. Light of Abyss, his body is seaweed, his body is octopus, his voice is your voice. Let the dream and the return of the great be fulfilled.
So, the poor devil who lay under this warehouse was indeed the owner of the passport embellished with the drawing made in blood. His thumb was gashed. He is most assuredly the one who made the drawing during his captivity. But what brought him to this place? Furthermore, if this detective agency has any standing, it rests on the reputation of its associates. They are rightly regarded as proven professionals. Therefore, this dying man's last efforts were to leave clues for those who might come after him. Remember, Watson, this man's forefinger was also coated with dust, and we found drawing drawn in that very same dust upon the floor.
Exactly, Holmes. An addition symbol was there, placed within a rectangle.
Let us consider the facts, Watson. A number of people were taken by force underneath Warehouse 12, drugged, and then transferred in boxes by ship to some as of yet unknown destination. For the moment, London has nothing more to tell us. These people, whoever they are, have a small advantage. We should give them no more. We must make our departure, but to what destination? Wait, Watson! I have a sudden thought. What do an Edelweiss and a rectangle containing an addition symbol signify to you?
Switzerland.
Switzerland, of course. Watson, we shall divide our tasks. I shall report the particulars of Mr. Colby's death, as this affair requires the utmost in tact and discretion.
Well, I never. Thank you, I am sure.
Watson, you know I'm impersonal, each man to his specialty. I rely on you to book passage for 2 to the continent immediately. And, Watson, see what you can learn of an institute called the Black Edelweiss and determine if it is located in Switzerland. If this place can be found, I believe it holds the answers that we seek. Now, hurry, man, the game is on.
Right.
Hold on, Holmes, you are reading some penny dreadful. Here I thought to find you deep in some ancient news clippings, seeking similarities with our case, and yet you waste your time reading some outlandish adventure based upon some improbable hero.
Beware of considering popular literature as unworthy of our interest, Watson. Besides, am I not myself considered by some of your readers as an improbable hero living out outlandish adventures?
Holmes, you go too far.
Let's not speak on this, Watson.
This horrible statuette gives my nerves a shake, Holmes. This trip to Switzerland, it brings back unpleasant associations, doesn't it?
Watson, those events should remain where they belong, in the past. However, I will not be joining you in Switzerland. When the train arrives in Lyon, I'm afraid we must part company, as I have business elsewhere that will take some time.
But Holmes...
As a doctor, your impeccable credentials will allow you to ably advance our investigation at the Black Edelweiss Institute. My presence would likely only arouse suspicion and harm our cause. I am writing the name of a Swiss policeman on this piece of paper. He is stationed at the village near the Institute and is a most reliable and capable man. Turn to him should you entertain even the slightest suspicions during your visit.
And you, Holmes?
As for me, Watson, I will investigate this case from the other side.
Institute Black Edelweiss.
Keep your wits about you, Watson. Should you witness anything out of the ordinary, no matter how trifling it seems, go immediately to the valley and ask for Superintendent Bilger. I know him. He's a trustworthy fellow and has been informed of your presence in his district. He should prove to be an able ally.
Here now, this is hardly reassuring. Coachman, wait for me here.
This is a very trapped look at Switzerland, huh?
How can I help you, mein Herr?
Good day, sir. I am Dr. Watson. I have just come from London and...
You must see Fraulein Muller, please, if you could. She is over there.
Alright, let's go see Fraulein Muller.
She was so impatient to receive your visit. She has made remarkable progress. But the doctor can explain everything far better than I. Look, here she is now. My little daughter.
The music really does not feed the vibe of this place, at least to me, but...
Good day, miss. I am Dr. Watson. I believe you have word of my visit.
Indeed, Doctor. Your letter said you wished to speak with Dr. Gyjax. I will see if he is ready to receive you.
Thank you, miss.
Alright. Oh.
Good morning, Dr. Watson. I must say I viewed your letter with both astonishment and pride. You want to know more about our methods of treatment in order to compare them with those applied in your country.
Indeed, Doctor. I am sure that we British could learn a great deal from our colleagues on the continent.
You are quite right, my dear Doctor. But this professional consultation could have been managed with greater efficiency and ease by correspondence. I'm sure you can understand my time, as is yours, is quite valuable. Pray tell, what precisely brought you to the Black Edelweiss, Dr. Watson?
It is quite simple. Through some random events, I encountered a man who was a former patient of yours. His actions suggested that he was suffering from such disorders as...
Good morning. I am Amos Colby from the Northwood Agency of Boston.
Is something wrong, Doctor?
Upon my word, this man who claims to be from the Northwood Agency...
How do you not recognize the voice of Sherlock? Come on.
Died and was buried just a few days ago in London. I must now tell you everything. I am here because one of your staff has engaged in a dangerous trade between this institution and parties in England. Moreover, those activities are tied to a murderous sect, which...
And you think that this man could be one of them?
Indeed. It is entirely within reason that he is here to eliminate any traces of their criminal enterprise, if you see my meaning.
Indeed I do, Doctor. Let me show you out.
I trust that...
Please return at this same time tomorrow, and I promise I will be entirely at your disposal. But I entreat you, please maintain complete discretion on these matters. May I depend on your cooperation?
Most assuredly, but...
Good morning, sir. How may I be of assistance?
You can start by telling your men to all take a few steps back. Then we can have a nice friendly...
Very interesting. We have indications of a personality breakdown and related paranoia. I must ask you to come with me to the examination room so we can reveal your deeper problems.
Yeah, this place is definitely above board, huh?
Do not worry, it's nothing serious.
Definitely a place of healing, absolutely.
Stand where you are.
I mean, what can I do?
I need something. If I fill it with water, the doctor will have only a harmless injection to use.
Oh, smart.
And there, it is done.
So I don't know that injecting you with water is
Several drops alone will be enough to sedate a horse.
good.
There. That's excellent. Kunz, throw him into the holding chamber.
Uh-oh.
I would feel more comfortable without this costume. However, I am here and in proper place due to Watson's singular assistance. I must remember to thank him later. Let's hope he will act according to our plan. My next move is to learn if the London kidnapper has some accomplice here.
Alright, let's make a save. Why is it not saving? This is a problem.
The nurse will return soon. I must make it appear as if I'm still here.
Uh, um, well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna call it here for now. I'm gonna figure out for next time, hopefully, how to save things and get back to this point, or just hopefully figure it out now. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. You can find me at twitter.tv/gameswithnick and youtube.com/gameswithnick. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with some God of War. So thank you for watching, and until next time.